Good afternoon, everyone. Gabe Velazquez here with you, transparenttradesolutions.com on a Tuesday. This is the fifth day of May. Let's get right into all-time highs in the market. Let's look at the charts. Obviously, not a lot to look at on the S&P. One quick reminder, today is the last day of the free trial. So if you want to spend a few, couple of weeks with me, pick out some levels, maybe some of you struggling with some issues on trading and so on and so forth. Today's your last day. Make sure you hit that link and sign up for the 15-day free trial. Again, there's no obligation after 14 days. If you decide it's not for you, you simply cancel the subscription and move on with your life. All right, let's get right into the charts. Also sign up for the newsletter and all that. So we are now currently at all-time highs, or actually the Nasdaq, I should say, is at all-time highs. So how far it's going to go, nobody knows. Um, as long as oil doesn't spike above 110, as if interest rates stay below 450. But that obviously is still a risk, and you never know. Lots of complacency. There will come a day when it's going to pull back. It seems like it's never going to happen, but that's usually when it happens. Comes out of the blue. We know all the risks out there. It's all driven by. If you didn't read my article this weekend on the SMH, the semiconductor index, check it out. Because the I outlined the similarities between the charts back in 2000 of the SOX index, which is the and um, and that of the SOX today. Again, doesn't mean anything. We just know that at some point this thing's getting overstretched. Now, also, if you look at the stocks today, there's a lot of stocks down today. Software, Palantir's down. A lot of software stocks are still down today. Breath is not that great. It's all driven by, five stocks, semiconductors, and a few technology stocks. So, but again, all that being said, uh, you just, the market will tell you when it's ready to pull back. In the meantime, you don't short anything. The only really shorts that you could have, um, which is interesting, is the four futures index that you follow. The only one that still has a level is the Dow. Russell is at a new high. Um, that again that actually at a new high. Bitcoin is also interesting. Looks like that's starting to catch up. We'll see if it goes to the 85 level and pulls back. That's probably where the trade is. That and maybe some software stocks. There's a huge discrepancy now between the gap, if you will, between software and semiconductors is historically high. Could that gap fill? In other words, is there a pairs trade? Obviously, if you had shorted software and bought semiconductors, that would have been a great pairs trade. Is there going to be almost like some of you do pairs trading in the commodities, where at some point does that gap come together? In other words, is there a scenario where semiconductors go down and software goes up? That could be the case. We'll have to see. So that really is where we're at. Um, Other markets, obviously, oil. Oil is kind of in no man's land relative to the recent range. I've already talked about this. Um, it's literally sitting in no man's land because it's not down at 100 yet. This is going to be the test here. If it breaks this low here, then it obviously has room back down into the low 90s or whatever. But the fact that it's still hanging around here, we'll see anything obviously news driven and whatever. Um, Other markets, grains pulling back pretty sharply. This gap on soybeans. Um, did also present a pretty good opportunity there. So we got soybeans fill in this gap here, which you can see it's soybeans have pulled back about now the next level is going to be probably around 12 a bushel and so forth. So that market is doing okay, and then we'll see what happens with wheat. So these are the markets that, again, if you just focus on opportunities, nat gas just kind of consolidating here, trading in a range. It's got to break above 288. If that breaks above 288, it probably goes on a run. Um, and then obviously a bunch of stocks, mainly focused on some stocks. NVIDIA hanging around 200. Uh, Palantir had earnings yesterday, and it's also back to a very critical level today at that 135. It actually rallied before 15 points up to the 150 supply. So this is the type of stuff you will be exposed to if you come and spend a few weeks with me. So go ahead and hit the link below. The offer expires today, so this is your last chance to get involved, at least for a free trial. I'll kick the tires, so to speak. If not, I'll see you next Friday. Also going to introduce a new piece here. I'm going to do some mini lessons starting this week, probably later in the week. Look out for that. In any case, have a great weekend. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Friday. Take care.